Imagine stepping out of the shower and pause, wrapping yourself in a towel that feels like it just came out of a spa cabinet. That one small moment turns your whole morning around. Today, I will help you to buy the actual best towel warmers, ranked from 6 to 1, with quick real-world impressions, the quirks that bugged me, and why the top picks genuinely earned their spot. So stick around because there's a very clear winner by the end. Zadro Large Hot Towel Warmer Bucket. The Zadro Large Bucket is the definition of big bucket, simple payoff, with a 20-liter capacity that swallows 2 oversized 40 by 70 towels without cramming, so your towels heat more evenly than the cheap compact units you've probably seen on social feeds. The build stands about 21 inches tall with a 12-inch diameter, which sounds modest on paper, but in a smaller bathroom, it's absolutely a presence. So measure the footprint before you get dreamy about spa vibes. Let me explain the timing, because it's the main reason people love this model. 4 presets at 15, 30, 45, and 60 minutes, with an auto shutoff baked in, which is exactly the set and forget behavior you want on groggy mornings or late night showers. In day-to-day use, 15 minutes gives a cozy towel, 30 is dialed for a thicker cotton, and 45 to 60 is what you use for robes or throw blankets when you're doing a Netflix cocoon night. Heat distribution is where Zadro does better than expected. The interior warms towels inside and out, minimizing that annoying toasty edges cold middle that plagues small canister warmers. Toss 2 full-size towels in, give it 20 minutes, and you'll get a uniform warmth that feels consistent when you wrap. No shocky cold corners on your shoulder blades. That's the payoff you're buying a bucket for, to be blunt. Now, the quirk. There's essentially a single target temperature rather than granular temp control, so you're stuck using time presets as your proxy for heat intensity, which works, but isn't granular if you're picky about precise warmth.
4. Homelove Towel Warmer for Bathroom. The Homelove pitch is simple: a large capacity, foldable, bucket-style warmer with timer and auto shutoff, essentially trying to beat the well-known buckets on flexibility and price. In practice, the foldable chassis is clever for storage. If you're tight on space or a renter, being able to stow it between uses is, well, actually useful, especially in condos and guest baths. Real use case is you load 2 big towels or a robe and a blanket, set a timed cycle, and you get reliable warmth without babysitting thanks to the auto shutoff, which makes it feel safe if you're the forgetful type racing out the door. Warmth is consistent enough for daily comfort, and like other buckets, it gives that immersive, all-over heat that bar racks can struggle to match at the fold points. Here's where it trails the pack. Documentation and specs are thin compared to name brands, and replacement parts or liners aren't as clearly supported, which matters over a couple of winters when interiors get scuffed from lotions, lint, or essential oil experiments gone wrong. The finish also picks up microscuffs more easily than the pricier buckets, so if you're picky about appearance, that will bug you. Another note, while there's a timer, there's no brand-supported ecosystem or clear safety indicators like temperature LEDs or lid-open alarms, so you're relying on basic protections and common sense, fine for many, but not the confidence level you get from the top 2 on this list.
3. Keenray Upgraded Towel Warmer Bucket. Keenray's upgraded bucket leans into oversized life, fitting large towels and bathrobes without stuffing, which helps heat penetrate deeper layers faster, so you don't end up reheating because a seam stayed cool. The capacity and basket geometry hit the sweet spot, where 2 thick towels sit loose, and in daily use, that translates into even heat across the towel's center mass, not just the edges. The timing and controls are straightforward, with modern bucket ergonomics that make daily opening and loading feel natural rather than clunky. And the lid has enough clearance to avoid that towel fight moment when a rope belt snags. If you like to pre-warm a blanket for couch time, this one does it without drama. And yes, it's also great for pajamas if you want peak winter luxury without cranking the thermostat. Durability over weeks looks solid. No weird hot spots, no scary plastic smell after the first few cycles, and the internal liner wipes clean without needing special care, which matters if your towels shed lint or your warming plush throws. It's a set and enjoy appliance, not a fiddly gadget, which is the whole point of a warmer bucket. A small critique: the brand's bucket lineup overlaps a bit with slightly different SKUs, and not every retailer page is crystal clear about the exact control set you're getting, so double-check timer ranges when you shop, especially if you want a specific mid-length like 30 minutes instead of 20 or 45. 2. Mountman Towel Warmer. Mountman's bucket lives in that oversized, adjustable timing, everyday dependable lane, and it punches above its name recognition, especially if you routinely warm 2 large towels or a towel plus bathrobe for back-to-back showers. The interior volume is practical, and the basket shape avoids compressing edges, which is key for even warmth when you roll towels as you load. Daily rhythm is easy. Pop in dry towels, choose a cycle that matches your shower length, and you get warm, enveloping fabric that feels consistent from center to corner, which is where cheaper buckets stumble. After a couple of weeks, the habit sticks because the results are predictable, and that predictability is what keeps these in active rotation versus becoming a novelty. Mountman's controls feel familiar if you've used other premium buckets: quick start, clear timing, and a lid that doesn't trap steam or create condensation pools, so the interior stays clean and odor-free with normal towel hygiene. That maintenance angle matters because if you've ever had a warmer get musty, you know it's a hard fail once you notice it. If you're nitpicky, the styling is utilitarian, and while the plastics are solid enough, they don't have the same accented home decor vibe you'll see on Zadro's bamboo touches or Lagute's light ring. So if this lives in a highly styled primary bath, you may care about that. Functionally, though, it checks the boxes without calling attention to itself, and that's a virtue.
Lagute Towel Warmer for Bathroom, 3-level timer. Lagute takes the crown because it pairs the big bucket comfort with thoughtful safety cues and fast, complete heating that you feel the moment the towel wraps your shoulders. The 20-liter capacity fits 2 40 by 70 towels, robes, or a small blanket, and it uses full wall heating with quick ramp up, about a minute to start feeling warmth, roughly 5 to reach high operating temp, and a sweet spot towel in the 10 to 15 minute window. That timeline syncs perfectly with a normal shower, which is why it ends up being used every single day. Here's what matters. The 3-level timer gives you simple, memorable presets, 15, 30, 50 minutes. So you don't overcomplicate the choice while still matching short or luxurious showers, and it auto shuts off 5 minutes after cooling for another layer of safety. That extra cool-down shutoff is a nice detail if you tend to walk away without checking, and it's part of why this one feels reassuring in busy homes. Lagute also nails safety signaling with a 3-color LED temperature indicator on the inner wall and a lid-open warning alarm when temps are high, which sounds like a small thing until you have a kid yank the lid mid-cycle or you reach in too early without thinking. The cues are obvious without being obnoxious, and the RGB ring becomes a muscle memory check. Final thought. That's all for today, folks.